I respect your time, so let's get right into it. There is no doubt Rise of Kingdoms and 90% of all mobile games are pay to win. But just how pay to win is Rise of Kingdoms in 2021? There are many definitions of pay to win. The most common definition is to be able to pay for an advantage that otherwise cannot be gotten for free. The next popular definition would be paying for progression, and lastly, some define it as paying for convenience. In today's video, I will go through all these common definitions and rate the game's pay-to-winness on a scale of 1 to 10 and give a fair overall rating of how pay-to-win Rise of Kingdoms is. So definition 1, hiding advantages behind a paywall. There are some items and characters that free-to-play players will never be able to get, no matter how hard they grind. Proof number 1, Minamoto, a commander which can only be unlocked by buying VIP chests with cash. He is very strong in both PvE and PvP early game. He scales well into KvK 2 and 3 for his capabilities to rally neutral objectives. After KvK 3, he falls off pretty hard and is mainly used for rallying barbarian forts. Proof number 2, Hannibal Barca, another commander that can only be unlocked by buying VIP bundles with cash. Pretty strong early game, falls off pretty hard by KvK 2, only useful for sending huge marches. Proof number 3, Lu Bu, unlocked by buying a bundle as well. Decent early game, falls off pretty hard as well. Yet to see anyone use him in KvK 4, 5 or 6. Proof number 4, Trial of the Lost Kingdom, a fully crafted legendary weapon. Unlocked by buying VIP 16 special bundle. Very strong early game and scales very well with cavalry commanders. So do all these items give you an advantage early game? Absolutely yes. Are they game breaking? I would argue no. Other than the legendary weapon, everything else seems kinda lackluster for the amount of money required. So in terms of hiding advantages behind a paywall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think personally Rise of Kingdom falls on a 6, simply because the advantages are not game breaking and most of them fall off pretty hard later on in the game. Moving on to definition 2, pay to progress. To explain this definition, we need to break down what is considered progression and how much time is actually saved. These are the general areas of progression and how the free-to-play and pay-to-win compares to one another. Number 1, legendary commanders. In this game, you have to lead your troops to battle using commanders. The best commanders are 90% in the legendary tier. The common currency to upgrade those commanders is via legendary commander sculptures. For free-to-play players, it will take about 9 months to 1 year of grinding to have enough sculptures to fully upgrade, or what we call expertise, a commander. The general sentiment is to focus on one all-rounded commander that excels in both PvP and PvE and not aim to expertise every single commander in the game. For pay-to-win players, there are multiple events and ways to accelerate the process. There are weekly and fortnightly events that give you a range of 20 legendary sculptures to 180 legendary sculptures. There are recharge events, roulette events, cash bundles, VIP shop items that allow you to just directly buy the sculptures using money. So in 2 months or less, not only can the whale expertise a commander, a whale can also afford to expertise multiple commanders that excel in different situations. The second area of progression is what we call Tier 5 troops or T5 troops. There are 5 different tier of troops in the game. You start the game with Tier 1 troops, and by upgrading your buildings and doing research, those T1 troops can eventually become T5 troops that comes with better attack, health and defense stats. Generally speaking, it will take a free-to-play player 1 year of hardcore grinding and min-maxing with prior knowledge and being in a whale alliance to make that happen. Whereas for a pay-to-win player, the amount of time taken is purely dependent on how much swiping is done, as there are multiple events, cash bundles, VIP shops that reward you with speed-ups. I have personally seen a player hit T5 in less than 1 month, so it's definitely possible. The third area of progression is equipments, the never-ending hidden T6. In this game, there are equipments that your commanders can wear to further boost your stats. The normal tier gives the least stats while legendary tier gives the most stats. When crafting equipments, there is a small chance that you can get an RNG crit proc, which further boosts the stats of the gear you are crafting. The two bottlenecks of crafting equipment is the blueprint of the equipment as well as the materials required to craft the equipment. I would combine both bottlenecks and give a rough estimated time frame. It really differs from player to player based on how active and how much PvE content you can clear. For free-to-play players, the rare tier equipments will take about 1 month to craft. For epic tier equipments, it will take around 3 months, and legendary tier will take about 6 to 10 months or so, since the blueprints aren't easily obtainable. Each commander has 8 slots for equipments, and some of the better and the newer blueprints are potentially locked behind pay-to-win events and paywall for the time being. Most free-to-play players will be advised to stick to one troop type and craft one complete set of rares and epics with the crit proc. For pay-to-win players, you can obtain materials and blueprints from multiple paying events, cash bundles, and a VIP shop. Once again, how fast you can craft depends solely on how much a whale intends to swipe their visa. Furthermore, they can afford to have multiple sets of legendary gear with the special talents crit proc on different troop types. Winning events are extremely crucial for growth in Rise of Kingdoms. There are events that reward you with huge amount of speed ups, which in turn speed up your T5 research process. There are fortnightly events that rewards you with up to 180 legendary sculptures, which in turn make your commanders stronger and closer to being expertised. There are events that allow you to win tons of materials and blueprints, which in turn speeds up the process of crafting good equipment. There are events that give extremely rare city skins that gives bonus stats to your troops as well. So therefore, in Rise of Kingdoms, most of the events are pay to win. There is a very small handful of useful free-to-play events that mostly happens during festive seasons and during KvK. The free-to-play friendly events usually involve spending quite a lot of time actively playing, collecting items in exchange for useful rewards. So for free-to-play players, it is generally advised to save all your speed ups and choose wisely which event to all in. But the sad fact is that even if you choose to do so, there is no guarantee of your victory, and most events simply allow whales to easily outswipe you. For the pay-to-win players, the 90% of events that give useful rewards can be won depending on how much you intend to swipe. The fifth area of progression is VIP level. VIP level basically determines what bonuses you get and what freebies you get every day. To obtain high VIP level, you have to use VIP points. To obtain VIP points, you have to either spend money to buy bundles, which contains the VIP points, or you can be in a whale alliance, where other whales can buy cash bundles, which gives everybody in the alliance a chest, which may contain VIP points. You can also purchase VIP points from alliance shop, but that is very inefficient. A high VIP level gives many broken advantages such as combat stats, march speed, and even up to 3 legendary sculptures every single day. At a high enough VIP level, you will even receive a mail from the GM which grants you special chat for customer service. Every month or so, you will also receive random freebies from the game for being a high VIP level player. In terms of paying for progression, I think it goes without saying, definitely a 10 out of 10. Now, I'm not here to argue about whether it's fair. I'm just showing the difference. You can make the judgment yourself. The last definition of pay to win is paying for convenience. I would categorize it as paying to save time in replacement of grinding. So one example would be festive events that require you to be very active and collect items in exchange for rewards. This event is generally very free to play friendly and the rewards are really good for the grind. Paying players can simply purchase cash bundles that gives you the items required for the exchange. In short, basically you're just paying to buy everything that you need to complete the event. Another example would be passports. Passports are important items that allow you to migrate your city to another kingdom. Free-to-play players can purchase passports in the Alliance shop via Alliance credits. There is a maximum amount of Alliance credits you can get per day, and there are some events that give you Alliance credits if you put in the grind. I will put a card on top that explains in deep detail with the exact math on how to get passports as a free-to-play. For whales, they can directly purchase cash bundles to get the passport pages. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is honestly the hardest to rate because the tolerance for grinding differs from person to person. It is also hard to justify what is a reasonable grind to reward ratio. I personally rate it 5 out of 10 simply because it exists and this is a type of pay to win that is the most acceptable in my opinion. So in conclusion, here are the 3 broad definitions for pay to win and how I would rate it personally. Number 1, paying for advantages behind a paywall, 6 out of 10. Paying to progress, 10 out of 10. Paying for convenience, 5 out of 10. Overall pay to win score, 7 out of 10. I'm not sure how pay to win other games in the genre like Clash of Clans, State of Survival, Infinite Galaxy are, but if you do, let me know how they compare to Rise of Kingdoms in terms of the pay to win. In the next video, I will talk about the free to play mentality and give some tips for free to play players in order to enjoy this game to its maximum. If you like concise, no fluff videos, smash the like button and rally the subscribe button. Remember, outplay, not outpay. Bye.